Hi everyone, Nick here and welcome to another Gran Turismo Sport video. Today it's the 2019 Exhibition Series Season 1 Round 2 of the Nations Cup. And to be perfectly honest, they really need to think of a snappier title for their championships on here. Anyway, we digress. Today we're racing around Mount Panorama, aka Bathurst. It's not a track I have a particularly good track record at, but I figured the only way I'm going to get better at it is to do it. So let's see how it goes. So today's race is a Group 3 race, and although you get a free pick in the Nations Cup as to whichever car you want to drive, I didn't have enough time to practice with any other cars, so I felt I'd go with what I felt was comfortable and Porsche 911 in its wondrous Spotify livery. I think it probably wasn't the right choice for the circuit. It wasn't really the wrong choice, but there are lots of other cars that you can get that have got a lot more grunt than the 911, and that might maybe have been a good choice for the two very long straights here. But I figured if I'm going to have to drive this car quite a lot in the Manufacturers Series, it's not going to hurt to get some more practice. So this is my fastest qualifying lap. It was my first qualifying lap as well. Unfortunately, I made a bit of a mess of the other laps. I think one of them I ran wide on the final corner. I wasn't actually up on it, but hey ho. And this is the sector that I really struggle at. The other sectors, you know, it's kind of straight, right angle corner, straight, not the worst thing in the world. But as you can see here, I make a mess of that. Not great through there. Through the little dip, not too bad. Have done a lot worse there, usually lose the back end a bit. And we're very cautious through there, a little bit of oversteer, and we're a bit, I mean, again, could be better through there. And I feel that was the area that was losing me time. I mean, this bit here, as I said earlier, maybe I could have picked a different car that had much better straight line speed, would have helped me through here. Probably wouldn't have helped me through the twisty bits at the top of the hill though. So it is what it is. Anyway, we're getting towards the end of the lap. It's not been an amazing lap, even by my standards. As I mentioned before, this isn't one of my stronger tracks, although weirdly I had started enjoying it in practice and did enjoy it actually throughout this race. I just didn't really have great pace. So we are coming up to the line, and what are we going to do? We're going to do a 2-minute 8.213. Now at that point that was good enough for 8th, but in the end it was only good enough for 16th. As other people improved and, well, we didn't. And as you'll see from the top left hand corner, that's 16th place out of 16 entrants. So yes, we're last. Not going to pretend that I wasn't slightly disappointed by that. Flip side, not going to pretend I wasn't overly surprised by that. As I said, my pace round here, not great. I do, however, feel like, again, as I've said before, I'm getting back into the game. This is almost like a sort of live practice for me. I'm trying to get back up to speed, and rather than doing that by hiding away on time trials or offline races or something like that, only way I'm going to get back to where I was on the game, admittedly not a very high level, but still, only way I'm going to get back there is by actually racing against people and trying to improve that way. So, lap 1, we're still last, cars ahead of us, slightly pulling away from us. I think the car in front possibly was in a Ford GT. That's got better top line speed than us, so I'm not particularly surprised by that. I'm going to go through the corner here, and basically the objective at this point is don't fall off the track. It's a very easy track to go horribly wrong. You've got the chicane down the back straight, easy to mess that up. Easy to mess up a lot of corners round the top of the hill. Go into the gravel, go into the wall, give yourself a 5-second penalty for something silly, and because you have to take that 5-second penalty in the middle of the straight, it kills you. So, you know, a nice solid race, don't make any mistakes, try and keep on the pace of the cars up ahead. It could be okay, but we'll see how that goes. We are losing a little bit of time to the cars ahead, now 1.7 seconds behind, or were until we went through this sector, and You know that bit where I said don't hit the walls and stuff like that? Yeah, exactly. Halfway through the first lap and I've already done exactly what I didn't want to do. No matter though, we didn't get any penalties, we haven't damaged the car, we haven't really lost too much to the car ahead, so the damage is very minor, and you know, it means we can just try and focus on not doing any more mistakes. So going down the back straight, coming up to the chicane, we are going to try and make sure we pick our braking point. If you remember way back to when I did a race here before, this was where I messed up by missing the braking point and absolutely ruined someone who was in front of me. We need to make sure we don't do that again. Make sure we get through there and do everything very nicely. So we're going to complete the first lap. We're going to come round the last corner, going to get a bit of a bump off of the curb on the inside, and we're going to cross the line just under 2 seconds adrift of 15th. So far, so uneventful. But stick with me, stuff does happen, honestly. In fact, stuff is about to happen in the very next corner. Hallelujah. Basically, remember how I said you don't want to put it in the wall? Well, don't worry, I don't put it in the wall, but we're going to see someone else does put it in the wall. We've gone far too deep, maybe they got hit, not sure. They've ghosted, and we have gained a place. Dizzying heights of 15th place. And my hope is kind of that a lot more people are going to do that, make more mistakes, and gift us places. Anyway, skip ahead another couple of laps, and we're on the second half of lap 4. And as you can see, someone ahead of us has made a mistake. They have picked up a 0.7 second time penalty. Now obviously 0.7 seconds is not a big amount of time. In fact, they are more than that ahead of me. But you're going to see here that a 0.7 second time penalty does not cost you 0.7 seconds. It kills his momentum going down that straight. So even though he's not serving a penalty now, I've just driven clean past him, and he's actually lost a place to the car behind as well. So that has now meant he is last place. So it goes to show, don't make those little mistakes, otherwise it can cost you a lot more than you might think it will. Now also at this point, this is when people started pitting. They're going for a one stopper as well, and they wanted to go for lap 4. I hung it out to lap 5 because I was actually feeling quite confident. One of my very few strengths in racing games tends to be tyre management. So last race was a bit of an anomaly for not doing that, but I was happier to hang it on for the lap 5. Now we're going to get the car behind closing in on us. You can see top left hand side there's a delta. He's going to go up the inside here on the back straight. He's going to run wide. That's going to completely distract me. I'm completely going to forget where to brake, and we're going to go into the gravel and spin really pointlessly. And well, I don't know how many degrees that was, but it was almost 2 entire spins there, so absolute rubbish. We're going to then try and recover to the track. I mean, we're going to go in the pit lane anyway. That's 14th gone, 15th gone, and after a little bit of promise, we're down to last again. So we go into the pit lane for some new tyres, go back to the softs, don't need to refuel, and we go off on our way again. And as you can see from the deltas on the left hand side, we're now 10.5 seconds behind the car in front. However, fast forward to the penultimate lap and we have made a bit of a dent. The car in front is actually going very slowly. We've made a mistake and hit a wall, and we're closing on them very rapidly. You go through this corner and it's less than a second now. Not sure what's going on with the car ahead. Maybe they've got damage, maybe their tyres are worn out. We're going to try and keep it nice and tidy and see how they go. They're not having a good time. They spin it, and that is up into 15th again. Well, hey, it's pretty rubbish, but it's not lost. And indeed, 15th place was where I'd remain. I did manage to close in on the cars in front of me. You can see 14th is not too far ahead, but I just didn't have the time or pace really to actually overtake them. So despite them putting a wheel on the grass there, we are going to cross the line and we are going to be 15th. So how many points do I get for a 15th out of 16? it's 136, which brings us to a grand total of 446 points for the Nations Cup after 2 rounds. It's not overly impressive. I would normally have been quite happy to get that in 1 race, not across 2, but again it's all a learning curve, or relearning curve should I say. So onwards and upwards. Plus I got to drive the track a bit, and Bathurst people like it. I hadn't previously. I'm starting to come round to it, so hopefully next time we'll do a little bit better. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to like the video or to subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments how you think it went. I don't think it went great. You'll probably agree with me, but it'd be good to get your thoughts. But until next time, goodbye.